Hi students, welcome back to the class. So far we have learned about vector algebra, right? Vectors are nothing but a quantity which has magnitude as well as direction. We know that. Also we have learned some properties of vectors, and in the last class we have learned about vector addition as well as the components of any vector. Correct. So we know that I cap is the component unit vector in the x direction, j cap is the unit vector in the y direction, and k cap is the unit vector along the z direction. So in this class we are going to discuss about a vector joining 2 points. We know that if we are given with any arbitrary point like p1 is equal to x, y, z, we can find a position vector which starts from the origin O to P1, where this point is the initial point and this point is the terminal point. But in this class we are going to discuss, suppose that if we are given with two arbitrary points, the point can be anyone. Suppose if we are given with points like P1 and P2, and we are going to find what is the vector joining this P1 and P2. That is, we are going to find a vector joining P1 as initial point and P2 as terminal point, or P2 as initial point and P1 as terminal point. Both are easy. So, how we can find this? Till now, we know that for any given point, we can find a position vector. That is, if we are given with this P2, we always can find this position vector, right? Similarly, if we are given with P1, we always can find this position vector, right? Now, in this case, the problem is we are given with P1 and P2, and we have to find a vector connecting these 2 points, that is P1 to P2 to P1, or reverse. We can choose anyone. So here we have chosen P2 as the initial point and P1 as the terminal point. So we have to find a vector connecting P2 and P1. See, here we have got a triangular form, right? That is OP2 plus P2 P1 is equal to OP1, which is a triangular law of vector addition. Still, we know that we can apply triangular law to this triangle, since OP2 plus P2 P1 is nothing but OP1. By triangle law, we have OP2, vector OP2 plus P2 P1 is equal to nothing but OP1, right? So we have this, but we have to find a vector connecting what? P2 and P1. That is, we have to find this vector, so we can isolate them in the left side. So P2 P1 is equal to OP1 minus OP2. See, therefore the vector connecting the points P2 P1 is nothing but OP1 minus OP2. Now what is OP1? See, we are given with a point x1, y1, z1, and origin is the point O0, 0, 0. So we know that the position vector connecting any point with the origin is nothing but x1 I cap, y1 j cap, z1 k cap. This was our last class. So here we have to find OP1 minus OP2, which is x1 I cap plus y1 j cap plus z1 k cap. This is OP1 minus OP2. Here the point is nothing but x2, y2, z2, and origin is 0, 0, 0. So we have to find x2 I cap plus y2 j cap plus z2 k cap. So now we have OP1 minus OP2 just like this. Clear? Now x1 I cap minus x2 I cap is nothing but x1 minus x2 into I cap. See, yesterday we discussed that the difference of any two vectors can be evaluated just by finding the respective differences of components. So here the first component is x1 x2. So x1 minus x2 I cap plus y1 minus y2 j cap plus z1 minus z2 k cap. So we have the vector P2 P1 is the vector connecting the points x2, y2, z2 with the vector connecting the point x1, y1, z1 is nothing but x1 minus x2 I cap, y1 minus y2 j cap, z1 minus z2 k cap. So if we are given with any 2 points, say x1 y1 z1 and x2 y2 z2, the vector connecting those points is nothing but the difference of the respective components provided with the unit vector in that direction. Similarly, the difference between the components corresponding to the y-axis into the unit vector in that direction, and similar for the z vector, z component also. So always remember that we can easily evaluate the vector connecting any 2 points just like that. Now we shall do a problem from this question. Find the vector connecting the points P 2 3 0 and Q minus 1 minus 2 minus 4. So this is the example 10 of this chapter. So we have to find a vector connecting these 2 points. Here we are given with 2 arbitrary points, but in this case we are given with some 2 particular points. How we can find a vector connecting these 2 points? See, whenever we are given with 2 points, the vector connecting those 2 points is nothing but the difference of those respective components. So here the vector connecting those 2 points is nothing but vector PQ. It is equal to, so it is equal to 2 minus minus 1, or you can take in either direction also. Minus 1 minus 2 I cap, minus 1 minus 2 I cap, minus 2 minus 3 J cap, minus 2 minus 3 J cap, minus 4 minus 0 K cap. So it is nothing but minus 3 I cap, minus 5 J cap, minus 4 K cap. So it is easier for us to find a vector connecting 2 points. What we have to do is, we always have to find the difference between the respective components. So always remember that in order to find the difference or the vector connecting any 2 points, it is very easy. We just want to find the difference between the respective components. So we shall move to the next concept. Suppose that we are provided with 2 points, say Q and P. We know that the vector which starts from O to Q is nothing but the position vector of the point Q, and we named it as B. Similarly, the vector which starts at O and terminates at the point P is nothing but the position vector of the point P, and we named it as vector A. Now suppose that there is a line. We can connect the 2 points to get a line joining the points P and Q, and then PQ is the vector which starts at P and ends in Q. PQ is the vector which starts at P and ends in Q. Now suppose that we have a point which divides the line PQ into 2 parts, or in the ratio m:n. That is, the segment PR contains m portion of the whole line, and the segment RQ contains n portion of the whole line. That is, the point R divides the entire line into 2 parts, namely one containing the m part and other containing the n part of the whole segment. Now we have to find the position vector of the line joining the 0 origin and the point R. We are provided with only 2 points, and we are asked to find the position vector of the line joining the origin and the point R, where R is the point which divides the line segment in the ratio m:n, and the formula for that is named as the section formula. Also note that here R is the point which divides the line internally, which means that R is a point on the line itself. So this is an internal division, which means that the point divides the line within itself into 2 segments. Okay, now we shall check how we can find the formula to evaluate the vector R. We are given with B and A, where B is the position vector of OQ and A is the position vector of OP. Now see, here we have the line segment is divided into m:n ratio, which means that RQ divided by PR is equal to n by m, right? See, the ratio RQ divided by PR is equal to n by m, which implies that we can cross multiply this mRQ is equal to NPR. See, PR and RQ are vectors here. So, MRQ is equal to NPR. Now, we are going to find what is RQ and what is PR. See, here PR is a vector which starts from P and ends in R. RQ is a vector which starts in R and ends in Q. See, here we can form a triangle with this, the position vector A as one side, the vector PR as one side, and the resultant vector is nothing but OR. We know that OP plus PR is nothing but OR by the law of vector addition. Clear? Now we can find, we want to find PR. First of all, we want to find PR, then we are going to find RQ. So we have PR is equal to, vector PR is equal to OR minus OP. Now, OR is nothing but vector R. So, R minus OP is nothing but vector A. So, R minus vector A. Clear? Similarly, we can have RQ as, this is a triangle. Hence, by the triangular law of vector addition, we have OR plus RQ is equal to, the resultant vector is nothing but OQ. So, OQ. Now, OQ is nothing but B. Therefore, we have OR. OR is nothing but R. OR is equal to R plus RQ. RQ is equal to OQ is equal to B. So, we have RQ is equal to vector B minus vector R. Now, we can substitute these two values to this equation. So, we get M into RQ is nothing but B minus vector R. It is equal to PR is nothing but N into PR is nothing but R minus A. So, R minus A. Now, we shall multiply these things and find out R, which is the required vector. So, R is equal to MB minus MR is equal to NR minus NA. So, we can associate those two vectors containing, those two terms containing R, and hence evaluate R. So, we have MB plus NA is equal to NR plus MR. So, we can take R outside of this, it will become N plus M into vector R. So, MB plus NA is equal to this. So, we have vector R is nothing but MB plus NA by N plus M. MB plus NA divided by N plus M. See? So, if we are given with 2 points, say P and Q, and the position vectors from origin to those 2 points is respectively B and A, and if R is a point which divides this entire line into the ratio N, in the ratio N is to M, then we have the position vector of the point R is nothing but MB plus NA divided by N plus M. So, in order to find the position vector of the point, we only require things are the position vector of those 2 points and the ratio. So, easily we can find the position vector of the point which divides those 2 points internally in the ratio. So, this is the second section formula for a position vector of a point which divides 2 points internally. So, always focus that this is the section formula for internal division of a line segment, internal division. Now, we can move to the external division, that is what happens when a point divides a line segment externally. So, now we shall check what happens if a point divides the line externally in the ratio M is to N. This is the case. Suppose that we are provided with 2 points Q and P, and the line segment joining the points is PQ, and the vector starts from P to Q is named PQ vector. Suppose the point R is a point in the line segment but outside this line. So, this is the point where R located. Hence, we can say that in this case, the point R divides the line externally. So, also note that suppose that the point distance from P to R be M and Q to R be N. Then, in that case, we can say that the point R divides the line segment PQ externally in the ratio m is to n, or we can write it as PR by QR is nothing but m by n, which implies that NPR is equal to MQR. So as before, we have to find PR as well as QR. Now we can locate PR. PR is the line segment, or the vector starts from P to R. By triangular law of vector addition, note that we have to find the position vector of the point R, and we named it as the vector R. By triangular law of vector addition, we know that PR is nothing but OP plus OR. So we have PR plus OP. Sorry, I had told wrongly. OP plus PR is the resulting vector R. By triangular law of vector addition, OP plus PR equal to OR. So we have PR plus OP is nothing but OR, vector OR. Now we can name these terms accordingly. PR is nothing but our original vector, let it be there. OP is nothing but the position vector. So we have PR plus OP. OP is equal to vector A equal to OR. OR is nothing but vector R. So we have PR as R minus vector A. Now we can locate QR. QR. See, QR is the side of a triangle OQR, and by triangular law of vector addition, we have OQ plus QR is nothing but OR. So we have OQ plus QR is nothing but OR. Now we can name these terms accordingly. OQ is nothing but vector B plus QR is still unknown, let it be there, equal to OR is nothing but vector R, which is the required vector to be found out. So we have QR, vector QR is equal to vector R minus vector B. See, we obtained PR as well as QR. Now we shall substitute these values in the original equation. So we have n into PR is nothing but vector R minus vector A equal to m into QR is nothing but vector R minus vector B. Now we shall multiply this and associate the terms containing R in one side, and we shall evaluate R. So we have NR minus NA is equal to MR minus MB. So we have NR minus MR equal to NA minus MB. So we have R is equal to NA minus MB divided by N minus M. So if a point divides a line segment externally in the ratio m is to n, the position vector of the point is R, and R is given by NA minus MB by N minus M. This is always valid. Also, this is the section formula when the point divides the line segment externally in the ratio m is to n. We know that internal ratio, when the point divides internally, we have the position vector of the point R as R is equal to nothing but NA plus NB divided by N plus M. MB divided by N plus M. Don't forget these two equations whenever the point divides a line segment internally in the ratio. Always focus that this applies when the division is internally in the ratio m is to n, then the position vector of the point R is nothing but NA plus NB by N plus M. Whereas if the division is in the externally, then the position vector of the point R is nothing but NA minus MB divided by N minus M. So always focus on these two formulas, because these are very important formulas called section formula in mathematics or vector algebra. So it is very important and it will be asked in your exams. So we shall move to the next. So now we shall move to the example 11 of your chapter. The question is that consider 2 points P and Q with position vectors. The first one's position vector is nothing but OP is equal to 3A minus 2B, and OQ is equal to A plus B. So you are given with two position vectors corresponding to the 2 points P and Q. One is 3a minus 2b and the next is a plus b. OQ is equal to vector a plus vector b. And you are asked to find the position vector of a point R which divides the line joining P and Q in the ratio 2:1 internally and externally. So you have to find the position vector of R in the two cases. First one is when it divides internally. So the ratio is nothing but 2:1 and in this first case the division is internal and we have to find the position vector of the vector or the position vector of the point R. Here R divides the points in the ratio 2:1. We know that if we are given with two position vectors A and B and the line segment joining these 2 points is divided by another point say R in the ratio m:n, then if the division is internal, then the formula for section formula is nothing but mb plus na divided by m plus n, right? R is equal to mb plus na. M into the second vector plus n into the first vector divided by m plus n. Always remember that m into the second vector plus n into the first vector. Now we have m is to n. M into the second vector, that is 2 into the position vector for R. The position vector is R. R is equal to m into the second vector. So 2 into a plus b plus n into the first vector 1 into 3a minus 2b divided by m plus n is nothing but 3. It is equal to 2a plus 2b plus 3a minus 2b divided by 3. Now we have 2a plus 3a is nothing but 5a. 2b minus 2b is nothing but 0. So 5a by 3. So 5a by 3 will be the position vector of the point R which divides the point internally in the ratio 2:1. Now we shall check what is the ratio when it divides. What is the position vector when it divides the points externally in the ratio 2:1. We know that whenever two position vectors are given and the division is external, we can find the position vector of the point by the formula mb minus na divided by m minus n. Always remember that m is multiplied, first ratio is multiplied by the second vector. So we have mb 2 into a plus b minus 1 into 3a minus 2b 3a minus 2b divided by m minus n 2 minus 1 which is equal to, this is the position vector for the point R. So we have 2a plus 2b minus 3a plus 2b. See, minus into minus becomes plus. So we have like this divided by 1. Now 2a minus 3a is nothing but minus a. 2b plus 2b is nothing but 4b. So minus a plus 4b divided by 1 which is equal to minus a plus 4b, or we can modify it as 4b minus a. So this will be the position vector when the point divides externally, and this is the position vector of the point when the point divides internally. Now we shall move to the next question, example 12. Show that the points a 2i minus j cap plus k cap, b I minus 3j cap minus 5k cap, and the point C 3i minus 4j cap minus 4k cap are the vertices of a right angle triangle. So we have to show that these 3 points forms a right angle triangle like this ABC. See, we have to show that these 3 points are the vertices of a right angle triangle, and here we are given with the component form of the vectors of each point. These are the position vectors of each point. From this we can find the side AB, vector AB, vector BC and the vector AC, because in order to prove that these are a right angle triangle, we have, first of all, we have to find the 3 sides of the right angle triangle. Here we are given with the 3 points of the right triangle and we have to find the 3 sides. AB is nothing but, we know that in order to find the vector A, B, which connects the 2 points A and B, it is enough to subtract the corresponding components. So we have I minus 2I minus 3j minus j minus j, so plus j cap, minus 5k cap minus k cap. So this will become what? I minus 2I is nothing but minus I cap, minus 3j cap plus j cap is minus 2j cap, minus 5k cap minus k cap is equal to minus 6k cap. Similarly, BC is equal to, here we can also find the component wise difference, 3I cap minus I cap minus 4j cap minus plus 3j cap minus 4k cap plus 5k cap. See, minus of minus become plus, minus of minus. So it will become 3I minus I is nothing but 2I cap. Minus 4j cap plus 3j cap is nothing but minus j cap. Minus 4k cap plus k cap, 5k cap is nothing but plus k cap. Minus 4 plus 5 is nothing but 1. So we get like this. Now the last one, AC. So this is the vectors. 2I cap minus 3I cap minus j cap minus 4j cap minus plus k cap minus 4k cap. So this is the vectors. So it will become 2I minus 3I is nothing but minus I cap, minus j cap plus 4j cap is nothing but 3j cap, 4k cap plus k cap is nothing but 5k cap. So we have obtained the vectors for the corresponding sides of the right angle triangle. Now we have to verify whether these sides form a right angle triangle or not. So it is enough to show that if we have obtained the three sides, so we can find the magnitude of each sides. We know that in order to find the magnitude of each sides by the vectors, it is enough to find, we have modulus of vector B is nothing but square root of the squares of the each component, which is 1 square plus 2 square plus 6 square. It is the magnitude of the side AB with the component form like this. Always remember that if we are given with a vector, the magnitude of the vector is nothing but square root of sum of the squares of each component. It is equal to square root of 1 square plus 2 square plus 6 square is nothing but 41. Similarly, BC, magnitude of the vector BC is nothing but square root of 4 plus 1 plus 5. It is equal to 6. Similarly, magnitude of the vector AC is nothing but square root of 25 plus 9 plus 1. So 25 plus 9 is 34. 34 plus 1 is root 35. So we get AB, BC and AC. Now we know that Pythagoras theorem is one of the fundamental theorem which is satisfied by every right angle. So if we know the magnitude of each sides, we can check whether it satisfies Pythagoras theorem or not. See, AC square is nothing but 35. Here, since AC is root 35, its square becomes cancels this square root. So we have AC square is nothing but 35. Similarly, BC square is nothing but 6 and AB square is nothing but 41, since AB is root 41. See, AC square plus BC square equal to AB square here. AC square plus BC square equal to AB square here. Since 35 plus 6 is nothing but 41. So our right angle triangle forms like this. A, B, C. AC square plus BC square is nothing but AB square. Hence we can say that these 3 points forms a right angle triangle with base equal to BC, height equal to AC and hypotenuse equal to AB, since it satisfies the Pythagoras theorem. Also, just look back into the steps. First of all, we have found out the AB, BC and AC. Then we found out magnitude of each side. In order to find magnitude of each side, it is enough to find the square root of sum of squares of each component. Then we checked whether the Pythagoras theorem satisfies or not. We found that the Pythagoras theorem is satisfied as AC square plus BC square equal to AB square, and we rearranged our sides like that: AC, BC and AB. Hence we said that this is a right angle triangle with base BC, height AC and hypotenuse AB. So I hope you understood these concepts very well. Learn this section formula is very important in your exam, so you must learn section formula by heart, both the case internal division and external division. So thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next video.